I'm gonna need a table. Fuck. Put that right there. This is too high up. Oh yeah. This is gonna be a shitty video. Alright. So, first off, we're gonna start with this, just because I know everybody's gonna bitch and complain if I don't talk about this. I shouldn't say that's fucked up. So you guys know, I wanted to do a base, not a, direct replica. There's some odds and ends that are not exact that I'll get into. But basically I wanted to do a replica of my service rifle. Something that I could use basically everywhere, and this is great because the VM4 you can stick a little Allen wrench. Well, it's not a little one, it's like that long. It's long enough to reach to the end of the buffer. And what that does, it allows you to adjust the FPS. So it scales upwards. So like I have a Sistema spring in here, which, speaking of which, it's a quick change spring. So instead of having a quick change, not just, you take out the gearbox and then you undo the little guide rod, this is like a true quick change. All you gotta do is you take off the buffer and then the spring actually comes out the back of the lower receiver. And the way these work is they scale upwards. So, if I go like some of the indoor places around here, Godfather, Striker, Strikeforce, HVA. HVA is actually fucking awesome. They're in New York. You should check them out. If I want to play indoors at any of these places, I can have it on its regular setting, which, the Sistema spring, it sits at around 340 FPS. And it scales upwards. So what that means is you can tighten, there's like I was saying, that little Allen wrench that goes all the way down here. You can tighten it so the FPS goes up. So if I go to like Zulu or Cookies Chaos, which are also great fucking places, I have it in like the 380 to 390 range. Like stock spring, it comes with a M120 KWA. On the regular setting, it's going to be shooting at around 380, 390, and then if you, like I said, it scales upwards, so if you tighten that nut that's in there, it shoots around like 430, 440, it's fucking crazy. I don't know, they should have just gave you a 100 spring. So this is not at all how it comes when you get it. When you get it, it'll have like the stop mod style stock, it'll have those like A1 plastic handguards. And then obviously it'll have a carrying handle up top. So I've got a aim point replica, the Comp M4, the LE stock. This is actually a real steel tack rail with the covers and the grips. I actually got this for cheap as shit, 60 bucks, because it doesn't have the little silver, not silver, but I guess that chrome or steel, whatever piece with the bolt that screws down that kind of gives it that grip on the gas tube. It's got the heat shield on the bottom, but it's fucking airsoft gun. It works fine. So you got the CAC rail, LE stock, aim point replica. I don't have a Matex sight. I'm not going to spend $60 on a fucking real steel iron sight that I'm never going to use. That's dumb. So some of the inaccuracies. Some of the FARB stuff on here. Obviously, first you're going to notice the PTS grip. I don't know, is this a Moe grip? I don't know, it's PTS licensed, and it comes stock with the KWA. I actually wanted to put this as the regular A1, and I was going to take this and put it on my buddy's Crytac that I sold to him, and then put on just you know, a generic A1 from one of my old JGs or, you know, classic armies I have in my basement. But KWA uses this weird, this really weird style motor connector. Like, they screw onto the motor. So I was like, you know what, I'm not trying to fuck with that. I just want this gun to run. Another thing that's, you know, FARB is the sling mount. Now on here I actually have a Ferro Slingster. I like the green. Black slings look too bland, and multicam slings just kind of, I don't know. It's like smaller items with camo just kind of seem redundant. So I went with just a green one. I don't know if this is Ranger Green or Olive Drab. Honestly, couldn't tell you. I bought it used for like 30 bucks, by the way. Dude, by the way, a lot of the shit that I buy is from BST groups on Facebook. You guys gotta check that shit out. Like my fucking JPC that I'm about to show you, I got for 180 bucks. Now, it's a little FARB because well, I know not every M4 is the same when it comes to sling mounts, but for my service rifle, it had one of those like gas block mounts where the swivel. I had one of those kind of like barrel mounted in between the glass box. Guys, I can't talk for shit right now. I've never talked in front of a camera before. So that's it for this. I'm going to show you guys my JPC. Now, this bad boy. I'll admit, I used to make fun of people that bought real gear for airsoft, but this JPC is one of the best investments I've ever made. It's comfortable, it's light, it breathes because of the skeleton cummerbunds. I don't fucking know how to pronounce it. I'm a retard. I don't want to review every single piece of kit because I'll be talking about this thing for hours. So I'll just do like a general kind of overview. Up front, I have Blue Force Gear 10 speeds. I actually don't use these for magazines. I mean, as you can see, you know, knives, multi-tools, kill rag, notepad. I use these as pockets, and then I'll actually use the kangaroo pouch for my magazines. Over here, I got a Tactical Tailor radio pouch. Down here, I actually have, oh, it's open. Fuck, I didn't lose anything in here, did I? Like I was saying, so this is a Haley Strategic Mission Extender, or something along those lines of what it's called. Yeah, I gotta have the waifu by your crotch at all times. So I got the Metallica 3rd Recon. Then up here, I got my Philanthropy patch. Now these two patches, if you're wondering, this one down here is Weapons Grade Waifus. This one up here is Snakehound Machine. I'll put links in the description. Great group of guys. Fucking cool as shit. Over here I have the BFG. Is this BFG? Yeah, it's BFG. The tourniquet holder. Yes, it's a cat, not a rat. Friends don't let friends use rat tourniquets. Over here is the HSGI blowout kit with generic pair of shears. I don't have an actual IFAC in here. I just have, well, I mean, bleeder kits aren't meant for full IFACs, but I don't have actual stuff in here. I got a boo-boo kit. That actually brings up a really good point. I know a lot of people don't like to hear it, but if you don't know how to do medical shit, don't do medical shit. If you know basic first aid, and it's, you know, not a really serious injury or something, then yeah, you know, put a band-aid, you know, stop, you know, somebody from bleeding with a cut. But if it's a serious injury, like somebody has a broken leg and it's like sticking out their skin, wait for a ref. Don't try and be the high-speed guy, you know. If you're an EMT or something, or you have CLS training, by all means, you know, go ahead and help that kid out. That's pretty much up front. On the back, this is a piece of kit that I love, and I almost didn't buy it. I'm glad I did. This is the Haley Strategic Flat Pack, and this is great because it sits flush. It's perfect size where it sits on the plate, doesn't overhang too much. It's got about ½ an inch, not too bad. Now, the reason I love this is because if you don't have a lot of shit in here, like all I have in here, just as an example, I got ASG M9, which I'll go over in a second, and then I have my iPro. So when you have nothing in here, it's flat as shit. It's about maybe twice as thick as the plate bag itself with the plate in it, which I have foam plates. I don't run weighted shit. Guys, it's fucking airsoft. If you're running weighted plates in airsoft, come on, man. Of course, I got Mia on the back. This is from Wood Patch, also another really good guy. Now there's two separate pockets. You got, well, three, excuse me. You got this little one down here. I mean, I just got Sharpie marker, shit like that in there. And you have two big ones. This one, I have my HSGI shoulder pads for if I'm running HPA and the shit weighs me down. This kind of helps, you know, ease the weight a little. And then I have the headset for my Baofeng in here. Then in the bigger pouch, I just run a hydro. I mean, you can see it sticking out. It's got the little Velcro things that hang down so you can latch it up top. So with a hydro, with no water, shoulder pads and a radio set and some Sharpies, it's only twice as thick as your plate bag, so that's really good. Now then, this is a Ronin Tactics gunfighter or shooters. I think it's a shooter's belt, the Ronin shooter's belt. I know if you're budget-minded, Emerson is coming out next year with a replica of this. Now, this was actually the first ever piece of real gear that I bought. You know, I thought for a minute that I was going to be doing, you know, high-speed courses or whatever, and this would be nice to have. I think it was Valentine's Day, and I didn't, you know, have a date, and I was like, you know what, fuck it. So the money I would have spent on dinner, I'm gonna buy on tactical gear that I don't need. So with the belt itself, I got a BFG 10-speed. Again, love the 10-speed gear. The HSGI dump pouch, I forget what it's called. And then I carry a second pair of gloves on me. A lot of people ask me why, but these are a lot thicker. They're a lot more durable, so if something's hot, you need to grab something, or, you know, repelling or some dumb shit. I don't fucking know. If you need thicker gloves than average, I always carry a second set on me, and these are great because they're right there, and I can just grab them, throw them on, put my regular gloves in the dump pouch, and I'm good to go. I know a lot of people ask me about this pistol a lot. I have a Kydex holster for my ASG M9. I don't know who makes it. I bought it off eBay. Some generic company that makes Kydex. If you guys are watching and you recognize your product, I'm so sorry that I don't remember your name. So with the ASG, a lot of people ask me how it performs, and a good metaphor would be the fact that the lanyard loop just broke off as I'm doing the review. I'm pretty sure what ASG did was they took KJW internals. You can kind of see it there, the blue nozzle. I'm pretty sure they took KJW internals and put it in a cheaper receiver and called it an ASG. Just the finish on this just fucking sucks. Like, even with the wood grips, it just kind of looks meh. People ask me why I have an M9. Because one of the first real gun purchases that I ever made was a Beretta 92FS, and the first handgun I ever shot was an M9, so I just have a real soft spot for Berettas. Yeah, so moving on to my helmet. Not much to say about it, really. Just a TMC airframe with a real cry cover. I think these is the I don't know the brands of straps, but I bought new ones. But I actually bought these at the Clothing and Sales on base. So I'm pretty sure they're just the military contract knockoff of the Cry head straps. On the back, I have the ballast pouch by, I think it's SOE. Pretty sure it's SOE. Got a real M2000 strobe. Now this I actually bought before I started playing airsoft. I've had this for a really long time because I go backpacking a lot, and you know, if you ever get hurt, this is really good to have because then you got something to flash. You know, if you need help from somebody on the trail or from a helicopter overhead. Just have your generic ACH pads inside, no big deal. And I have a real rhino mount on the front. Probably never going to use it. I just like it on there because helmets look kind of naked without mounts on the front to me. Same thing with the pouch on the back. I mean, without these, it just kind of looks like a bubble on your head, and it's weird. Of course, underneath you got the classic filthy AK casual paint job with the Born to Remove I have on there. This is probably my most iconic piece of kit that I have. You know, I may not necessarily be internet famous, but a lot of people, they recognize me when I go to games just off of my helmet. I know a lot of people come say hi. It's happened about 4 times already. You guys have been really respectful about it, so I thank you. One of those people that came up to me and recognized me from the page, I'm actually really good friends with now, and I buy all my Russian kit from him, so shout out to you, man. He's probably going to be my cameraman when he gets back from school. Yeah, so that's the helmet. Now, last but not least, I want to talk about the pants. These, I don't know who makes these. These are they're fire resistant. They have the pads, like the cry capable things up front. So I was assuming that they were massive pants, MASSIF. They're kind of like the alternative to cry, because they got the iconic pink hue from being fire retardant. They have the massive design of the knee pads, but with the original ACU cut. But even if they aren't, so what? They do a good job. The only complaint I have is they have the iconic crotch blowout that army pants always have. So I've had to repair these like 5 times already, and they're already. I can see there's going to be another rip pretty soon up the middle. But these have done a pretty good job. Shirt-wise, like combat top, I change it all the time. Sometimes I'll wear a black t-shirt. Sometimes I'll wear, Chinese camo just to piss people off with the multicam pants. But pants I can understand being really picky about, but tops, I mean, anything will do you good. But for pants, I recommend like Cry, Massive, LBX. Let's see what's another good company out there. If you're not doing too heavy shit, you can kind of get away with Emerson. Or even if you're on a budget, go on eBay, buy just surplus ACU pants, and the wind is moving my phone. You can just buy generic surplus pants, for my Marsoc loadout that I do, I just bought generic M81 fucking combat pants. Those are actually really comfortable. I like those better than my Massives. This is my first review. I know you guys have been waiting a long time. It's because I'm a perfectionist. Like, I've filmed this episode like 6 or 7 times. I want it to be good. I want this to work. I don't know. I just want it to work, man. You know, I'm not in this for the money or anything. I just love the sport. I love the sense of humor you guys have. I don't know. There's like a really neat. It's a shame that there's such a niche. There's a niche market for humor in airsoft, and like either everybody's got to be super Milson, or they've got to be like speed soft. But there's no like middle ground, and I think that's what turns a lot of people off. Is they want they want to dress up, they want to look cool, they want to go have fun, but they don't want to be on either end of the spectrum. And I think that's kind of what kills it. Because then when you have people that hate on airsoft, coming from the real steel community or coming from the military community, they see, the elitist, purist, cancer, stolen valor bullshit, and then on the other spectrum they see the, speed soft, little kids running around in sweaters looking retarded. Nothing against speed soft guys. I'm just saying, you guys look dumb. And a lot of airsofters are weebs. So, like, why do we gotta hate each other when we all jerk off to 2D cartoons, you know what I'm saying? I could go on a rant for like an hour and make this video into nut and fancy lengths, and I don't want to do that. Now, if there's any questions that I can't answer, from a real steel aspect, go watch Garanthem, and if there's any questions I can't answer from a airsoft aspect, I would recommend to go watch Amped Airsoft, because they have some really good videos. Both those channels have a lot higher quality videos than this channel probably ever will, but hey. So that's it. thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that other dumb shit that I'm supposed to tell you guys to do. And, I don't know, man. I just want another season of Konosuba already.